Imagine waking up one day and finding your bank accounts, your business, your entire online presence completely wiped out, censored by big tech or silenced by government overreach. Everything that you've built gone in an instant. Well, believe it or not, that's already happened to thousands of business owners and entrepreneurs. But what if there was a way to make your business completely unstoppable? In this video, I'm giving you a blueprint for building an unstoppable empire that can't be stopped by anyone, giving you the freedom to speak your truth, grow your brand, and impact lives without fear of being shut down. Stay tuned because your future could depend on it. Welcome back to Be Cancel Proof. My name is Glenn Kowalski, and our mission here is to help you build a life that can't be canceled. In today's world where big tech and big government can shut down your business with just the click of a button, relying on mainstream platforms is a risk that you can't afford to take. Building a cancel-proof business is essential to ensuring that your voice, your message, and your livelihood remain secure and free from censorship. And in this video, you'll discover the foundational steps to create a business that can be silenced, including key strategies to protect your content, data, and your online presence from any threat. Let's just dive right on in. As censorship from big tech and government becomes more and more common and more unpredictable, relying on third-party platforms is becoming increasingly risky. We've seen numerous examples of businesses and individuals being deplatformed or silenced simply because their views or their content didn't align with the platform's policies or the narrative of the day. The reality is these actions can happen without warning, leaving your business vulnerable and unprepared. Losing access to these platforms can mean losing your audience, your income, and it can even mean you losing years of work that you've put into your business. When you don't control your digital assets, you're at the mercy of external forces, whether that external force be government, be a big platform, be a franchise, or a company for a software product that you rely on. And this fear can often lead us to censoring ourselves, hiding our truth, and diluting our message and reducing its impact overall. It stifles innovation, it stifles your creativity, and ultimately it's going to stop your ability to even succeed. But fortunately, there is a way that you can protect yourself and your business from censorship, cancellation and banning, and even something a little bit less sinister like a software product that changes their business model. The first key to building a cancel-proof business is taking ownership. Because when you own your assets and when you own your platform and you own the things that your business relies on, you have full control over those things. It's not like renting where a service can be taken away. If somebody doesn't like what you have to say, or if you don't agree with their opinion on something, or even if their business model changes a little bit. For example, if you own your own CRM or your own email service, instead of using a service that can cancel you for saying something in one of those emails that they don't agree with. A common example for many years was platforms were shutting down businesses just for talking about cryptocurrency. And I'm not talking about just the big platforms like Facebook and Google, email providers. If you sent an email to your list about cryptocurrency, you were losing those email accounts. But by owning that CRM or that platform, that ensures that your customer data is yours and it's protected and it's owned by you. And that way your operations remain secure and accessible only to you. The same goes for owning your website and your hosting and having full control of your digital presence, because that protects you from sudden shutdowns and from censorship. So the way to get started with this is to just audit the current tools and the services and the platforms that you're using and that your business relies on a day-to-day basis. Identify where you're most vulnerable to cancellation, obviously social media, obviously in your email list, and start moving all of those different platforms over to systems that you actually own and control. Your hosting is a great example of this. So whether that's moving to a self-hosted email server or building a custom website instead of relying on a platform like Wix or Squarespace, not to call those out, but those are systems that you're renting instead of owning your data. So if their policy says that they can shut you down for something that you say, they can shut you down for something that you say. So start taking ownership of the assets and the platforms that your business relies on. We'll talk more about details of how to do that in other videos. The second strategy that's vital for protecting your business is diversification. By spreading your assets and your operations across different systems, different jurisdictions even, you're going to ensure that if one system goes down or if one jurisdiction comes after you or tries to cancel you, you're not going to lose access to everything. And just like you wouldn't invest all of your money in just one stock, you shouldn't put all your digital assets or your business operations under one platform or even in one country. For example, you want to diversify your financial assets across different banks, across different currencies even, and even putting it in different countries to protect against government overreach or banking restrictions. We're seeing more and more of these banking restrictions that are coming up. We're talking about bail-ins, where banks can actually take money out of your bank account to pay for their bad spending and their bad bets. We're talking about currencies, many of which are getting weaker all the time. And we're talking about countries where they've banned gold in the past, or they've banned certain assets and ownership. You also want to use things like multiple communication systems and multiple payment processors. Payment processors especially. There's PayPal's already started fining businesses because they don't agree with something that you say on your website. And Stripe is getting stricter with their policies as well. Thousands and thousands of businesses get shut down for reasons sometimes they don't even know with a payment processor. And if all your eggs are in that one basket, you're out of business. And when you've spread your operations over multiple different, whether it's payment processors or communication systems, you're going to ensure that your business continues to operate smoothly, even if one system decides to deplatform you for any reason. So the way that you can start to protect yourself from this today is just to create a diversification plan for your business and for your personal assets. Now that might involve setting up multiple accounts at different banks. It could involve multiple bank accounts in different jurisdictions. You could use alternative social media platforms, or you can diversify even your revenue streams. You're not relying on just any one source of income. Now, the third pillar of your plan is decentralization. And this is something that was really not that possible until recently, when decentralization really became possible because of tech advances. And while diversification is about spreading out your assets, decentralization is about eliminating central points of failure entirely. With decentralization, you can operate your business on platforms and systems that aren't controlled by any one entity. And that reduces the risk of censorship and shutdown, because that operation is spread over multiple systems, multiple computers, depending on what that is. For instance, there's already many decentralized social media services that can be censored. There's also decentralized web services like IPFS, which stands for Interplanetary File System. And those ensure that no single authority can control or take down your content. Those technologies are the backbone of Web 3.0, which is what we're moving into. And that's empowering users to own their own digital identities, to own their own content, and to own their own data without relying on centralized authority to own that information, that data, and those systems. So in order to get involved with this, just start doing research now. It's a brand new virgin baby market, but start looking at decentralized tools and decentralized platforms that align with the needs that you have in your business. And then start transitioning from traditional cloud storage to decentralized options, and start adopting decentralized finance, DeFi, tools for your financial transactions. Cryptocurrency, that's a typical one that's a decentralized currency that you can use. So by integrating those technologies into your business now, you can create a resilient, future-proof business that's going to carry you through all the transitions that are coming in this market. So why do you want to do this? Why do you want to go through all the work of taking ownership, diversifying, and decentralizing your business? Well, first of all, it's for peace of mind. Once you've owned, diversified, and decentralized your assets, you're going to gain peace of mind knowing that you have full control over your business. You have full control over your data, and you have full control over your content and your message. So that's going to reduce your fear immediately for suddenly being deplatformed or losing everything overnight, which has happened to so many businesses. These strategies are also going to give you the freedom to operate without fear of censorship or of sudden shutdowns. You don't have to try to censor yourself because maybe you question whatever the current thing is, whatever the current narrative of the day is. And instead, you can focus on your growth and your creativity and just being you, knowing that your business is protected and that you can express your true self and your true message without the need to self-censor. And the real beauty about these approaches is that you don't just protect yourself now. You're building a foundation for long-term success. Your business is going to be adaptable and it's going to be sustainable. And it's going to be able to withstand changes in technology, changes in regulations, changes in societal trends, who the current administration is, and it's going to ensure that it has longevity and that it has impact. So please, if you found this video valuable, Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Share this with your friends. Share this with other business owners because these are messages that we need to get out if we're ever going to protect our message. And leave a comment below with your thoughts or your questions about building a cancel-proof business. I'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to join our free newsletter, Become Cancel-Proof, where we discuss these topics every week. I'll put a link to that in the description below. And also, check out the video that you see on the screen right now where we're diving much deeper into diversifying and decentralizing your operations, your business, and your life so you can build a truly unstoppable empire. Thanks for watching, and remember, your freedom and your business is worth protecting. I'm Glenn Kowalski from Be Cancel Proof, and I'll see you over there.